You should be stopping that kind of stuff.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic.
The L-Corps?
But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
I can't imagine the L-Corps doing anything illegal, because that would just be too slow to get it done.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
I'm sure you were very disappointed. Also, all the alien species have the same body parts that we do? That's a little disappointing.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
I don't.
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
They have 4.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
So, okay, what about the doctor?
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Yeah, that's the path that I thought this was going to go down.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
So, did you get him?
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
Apparently I agree with them, but you still should have chased him down.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Padlin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Apparently he's wrong about this, even though he's essentially right.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
That's harsh.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Yeah, I'll do this. I was about to say, is this gonna lead to a quest for me? Because I'm in on this.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
I heard you die a lot. But we'll do that, I'm sure. We got a new journal entry. Find Dr. Salian. Where is he? He is in the Herschel system in the Kepler Verge. I have no idea where that is. But we have more about the council races. Tell me about the Turian biology. Apparently they have livers. The Turian homeworld, Palavin, has a metal poor core, generating a weak magnetic field and allowing more solar radiation into the atmosphere. To deal with this, most forms of life on Palavin evolved some form of metallic exoskeleton to protect themselves. Their reflective plate-like skin makes Turians less susceptible to long-term low-level radiation exposure. But they do not possess any sort of natural armor. A Turian's thick skin does not stop projectiles and directed energy bolts. Although life on Palavin is carbon-based and oxygen-breathing, it is built on dextro amino acids. This places the Turians in a distinct minority on the galactic stage. The Quarians are the only other known sapient dextroprotein race. The food of humans, Asari or Solarians, who evolved on levo amino acid-based biospheres, will at best pass through Turian systems without providing any nutrition. At worst, it will trigger an allergic reaction that can be fatal if not immediately treated. So, the Quarians are possibly, like, thick-skinned? I didn't expect that. But at least they have a similar genetic structure to the Turians more than anybody else, is what I'm gathering from them.
Looking for supplies?
I'm just gonna see what you got.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
And then he drops trow right there. All right, we're up to number 6. Lots of 6s. Still not necessarily sure this is going to be the best for me. I might purchase some things, though. Do you have anything? Yeah, no. I don't have any kind of licenses or anything like that. So for the time being, I'll probably hold off purchasing any of that, even though I do have a shit ton of money. And I do need to sell stuff to him as well. But we'll take care of that off screen, and I'll make all those kinds of decisions. For the time being, I want to talk to you people. Engineer, probably nothing to say?
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Nope.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
But Tali, I bet, has something new to say. How you doing, baby? Why do you have a belt that really does make me focus on your ass like that? Like, you can see my belt, it kind of covers it up. Yours is like a highlighter.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'd like to see your smile.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
You didn't find anything yet?
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
Yeah, why you in particular?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet.
I remember that.
My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So you are royalty?
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
Probably not.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Damn it.
My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself.
I wanted to bag me a princess.
Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up. But it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Have you heard about replicators? Because that would actually do it. I remember in Voyager it worked out well for everybody.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
I have no problem with the Geth. We might be able to take out the Geth.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently.
Where can we find
But
that?
I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Apparently that's going to be the end of that. I figured there was something going to happen there, like another quest, but maybe that'll be put off until later.
I should go.
See you later.
Another codex entry for my trouble. Bet it's about the Quarians. Quarians, the religion, apparently. I don't remember talking about that, but what are you going to do? The ancient Quarians practiced ancestor worship. Even after abandoning faith for secularism, Quarians continued to revere the wisdom of elders. As time passed and technology advanced, they inevitably turned their knowledge to preserving the personalities and memories of the elderly as computer virtual intelligences. These recordings became a repository of knowledge and wisdom, stored in a central databank and available through any extranet connection. They held no illusions that this was a form of immortality. Like all virtual intelligences, their electronically preserved ancestors were not truly sapient. This was considered a surmountable problem. Sapience could surely be reduced to simple mathematics. The Quarians began exhaustive research into creating artificial intelligence so that they could learn to escape the bounds of mortality and give their ancestral records true awareness. Unfortunately, the life the Quarians created did not accept the same truths they did. The Geth destroyed the ancestor databanks when they took over. In the centuries since they evacuated their homeworld, most Quarians have returned to religion in various forms. Many believe that the rise of the Geth and the destruction of their ancestors were chastisement for arrogantly forsaking the old ways and venerating self-made idols. Others have a more philosophical outlook, believing that their race was indeed arrogant, but no supernatural agency lay behind the Geth revolt. Rather, the Quarians' actions wrought their own doom. Either way, every Quarian would agree that their own hubris cost them their homeworld. And they went too far too fast, is the way that it sounds. But I think we are done there for now. I'm just going to do a quick check of my quarters, even though I don't think there is anything there. It's just weird. I hit the button. Boom! I'm staring at a blank wall now. Like, oh, okay. That's not where I stand in an elevator, but what are you going to do? For the record, I lean against the side every damn time. All right, over on this side is my quarters. Doubt there's anything here, but it's always worth a check. Indeed, there is nothing here, but I do have a nice double bed. We're going to need that expanded. I'm playing at least a foursome here, but it doesn't look likely that that's going to happen. All right, so I'm going to head back to the Citadel and start taking care of stuff there, but for the time being, I need to re-equip everybody, purchase and sell things, and I'll meet you after that's all done. Took care of equipment as necessary, and I think we are ready to head back to the Citadel. I have a feeling, though, just like every other time I've done this, there's going to be some kind of transmission.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel.
Called it.
Top priority clearance.
Who's it from?
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm.
Comm room is this? Like our meeting room? Yes, this is the comm room, apparently.
Commander Shepard,
Hey.
we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Oh wait, you're like here in an official capacity, aren't you?